Greetings and welcome to this Spiritual Awareness Journey program, a virtual spiritual talk platform where the practical applications of all things spiritual in our daily living is shared and discussed by experienced Mahatmas, speakers from all walks of life, with special guests who are realized souls called Mahatmas. This program today is brought to you by Manav Dharam YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Kavi Nanda. We're delighted to welcome you from all around the world to spend this special moment with us as we present to you the culmination of our first Spiritual Awareness Journey season with the topic of the Pathless Path. We spiritual beings, as human beings, are blessed with this amazing human body that grows with us till our last breath. This temple facilitates us to journey this life here on earth. With our 2 feet pointing forward, our legs move us throughout this existence. Our hands create the magic. Our arms embrace with one head, with our face facing front. And we are designed with 2 ears to hear, 2 eyes to see, 1 nose to breathe and smell, and 1 mouth which needs to take in food and to communicate, express our emotions, ideas, and reasoning power. We each have our own heart, our own mind with intellect, reasoning power, and intuition by which we navigate our physical as well as our metaphysical world. Then we each have our own soul, that living energy that in reality experiences it all, including the paraphysical existence, our spiritual existence, for which we are given the 3rd eye. With all these similarities, we still experience different things in realities of this world that we live in. And the same is with our spiritual experiences. And today, we are truly honored with our special guest speaker, Shri Vibhu Ji Maharaj, who will elaborate on the spiritual aspect of the simple but profound divine inner path, our inner journey. Shri Vibhu Ji Maharaj is a son of Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj, who reverends over Manav Dharam Society. Today, he's going to share his thoughts and connect us with that higher consciousness that we all need to be in, where we all want to reach that love and light, which we are true on earth. Without further ado, I would like to hand over to Shri Vibhu Ji Maharaj. So please, I request everyone to take your time, listen, take in the gems of wisdom, and please experience what we are about to see. Thank you.
Dear respected Bhaijis and Mahatmajis, dear Premis, and dear members of this amazing group that has made this incredible journey of the Spiritual Awareness Week that has been happening over the past year. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate everyone. Over the past year, you have put in a tremendous effort to bring people's experiences, their shared wisdom to such an incredible platform that as the sessions of the journey has continued, I have seen that now people really look forward to the different episodes of this journey and how slowly a simple idea to share our thoughts, to share our experiences, especially in these difficult times, has manifested and turned into something so wonderful and beautiful. So all the preemies and all the people from all over the globe who have worked tremendously over the past year to make this journey possible, I would like to congratulate them, and I would like to tell them that the Holy Family is very proud of their work and their effort. So, the past 2 years have been difficult for all of us. With the simple, life's expectations changing overnight. None of us understood that how such a simple virus, a simple organism could really affect human life and human thought in such a deep way. Forever we've always complained that how busy our lives have become, and how we are all living in this life called this rat race, where we are just chasing our dreams and our expectations, and sometimes not really questioning our existence. But we became, people who are just repeating certain actions uh, in this world in order to survive. So this repetitive action of just experiencing the same emotions, the same coming and goings of things. Uh, so obviously, how over the past 2 years we've chose to understand or how to reflect on life, our thought process has changed. But if you see in a very basic aspects, our masters, men of wisdom, who came and experienced something truly wonderful in this world and in this life. Through their experiences, all the masters of great religions have tried to explain to us that irrespective of your hardships in life, irrespective of the difficult times that you're going through in life, there is this part of our existence which is not tame, which is wild. The mind, if not focused, can lead to a lot of negative thoughts or negative experiences. So, if today we were living in times, if say for a moment that Corona didn't exist, or this disease would have not spread all over the world, but if you just look back, like say 2 years before, it wasn't that suddenly Corona has come into our lives and our lives have become difficult. For sure, the intensity of what we are experiencing, the difficulties what we are experiencing, the uncertainties that we are experiencing, the intensities of those experiences has become greater. But say 2 years before, if I was studying, what would every student studying in college thinking of? They would be thinking of, if tomorrow they would step into this world and they would get a good job. So whether they'll get a good job or not, that uncertainty would still exist, before Corona time or during Corona times or even after Corona times. So our great souls and our great seekers of truth have always tried to explain to us that the greatest suffering is not the external suffering that we go through. It's not the changes in times or the circumstances. It's truly the person's inability to know themselves, which in simplest of words in our Sanatan Dharma is called Agyanta, that you do not know who you are. And one of the most simplest and the ancient wisdom of Vedic knowledge stems from that you are seeking. Tat Tvam Asi. Or in simple way, people also try to explain Aham Brahmasi, meaning that the divinity that I'm looking for into this world also exists within me. So it is very important for all of us to understand the simplest forms of wisdom that our sages have given. For sure, as life has changed, as we are living in a modern world with modern ambitions, modern dreams, modern complications, so to say. So obviously, the simple truths have been forgotten. Why? Because we think that, oh, I have a question. I'm living in a modern world. My question is very complicated. Hence, there should be a complicated answer. But since time immemorial, since we are living in a world of limited experiences, the greatest limitation in human life is time itself. We are all born, and one day we will leave this plane of existence. And within this cycle of life and death, there are multiple other cycles, but each cycle has its own beginning and its end. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. Sometimes we make profit in life, sometimes we make losses in life. Sometimes we are reunited with old friends and acquaintances, and sometimes life moves in such ways that we are forced to, move away or separate from our loved ones and our friends. So if you see, there are limitations of each experiences. But our sages have tried to explain to us that beyond these limitations, within you, there exists something that is divine, something that is pure, something that in simple words is put that it is your true self. And there are ways to understand that. But what usually happens is like, when we are facing difficult times, it's very difficult to focus on the simple truths. It's very difficult to focus on the simplicity within you. Why? Because the mind is engaged, the mind is stressed, the mind is not focused on the present. The mind is more motivated at what will happen and what has happened. Mind is totally distracted by our own wants and desires. That before even we can address our wants and desires, new ones are being created, new hopes, new ambitions, new fears. So in this world that we live in, though we live in a very modern world where we think we are very organized and we manage our time very well, but somewhere internally we all have very disorganized internal lives because all our experiences are motivated by instant gratification. We are motivated by everything coming to us without um, truly having the patience or the ability to understand those experiences. We want the result, but not to go through the process of reaching that result. Like when we face all these difficult situations and the mind is in turmoil, it is very easy to be influenced by what is external. It is very easy to be influenced by other people's fears, other people's insecurities, other people's stories. During April and May this year, uh, India, like many other countries, went through their second wave of this coronavirus. And we drastically saw how the first wave was so different and the second wave was so challenging in so many aspects. The first wave came and when a lot of people got sick, they were asymptomatic. A lot of people even didn't feel that they were sick. The virus impacted them in a very minuscule way, and life moved on. Life carried on. There were no horror stories, and there were no beds in the hospitals. There was no oxygen cylinders available. People were panicking. Simple things were sold in black markets for really expensive prices. Wrong medications were being given to people. Injections were being recommended, which are not even because technically Corona doesn't have a cure, you know. But then suddenly a person is admitted and a person is told, oh, you need 6 shots of remdesivir injections. Now an injection costs 1,800 rupees, but during that time in India, people were willing to pay 50,000 to 60,000 rupees for just one injection, and you had to get 6 or 5 doses of this injection. So there was a lot of chaos and there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of darkness. And what happens when the mind is in turmoil, the mind is stressed, the mind is not focused. And on top of this, you're facing all these horror stories that are coming from everywhere. So obviously, it is very easy to be influenced by these external factors. And once we start being influenced by these external factors, it's very easy to lose control of your own thoughts, of your own moral compass, of who you are, what defines you. And then what we start doing is we start replicating other people's actions out of our own fears. And that sort of becomes a necessity. I've just come back from a 10-day tour. We've got the chance of traveling again in India because the cases are very low and marginally, things have really opened up and there are no, strict lockdowns anymore. There was an opportunity to travel to meet a lot of premies after years and years. I've been seeing so many faces even in this Zoom meeting that haven't seen because every year I would travel even abroad, and there was a time that I would travel and meet all the premies everywhere. But the past 2 years have been really difficult on a lot of fronts, and the most difficult thing is that as social human beings, that beings of social interactions, the really most important thing is that we miss each other's presence. We miss each other's other people's touches in our lives. So that is very important. So the only way to negate this fear is that the mind has to be focused and the mind has to be disciplined. There's a simple joke that I've been telling wherever I went for the program, that usually what happens is that in times of uncertainty, there's another part of the mind that starts working and we start believing in what people have to tell us. A lot of people believe in astrology. A lot of people will, in times, uncertain times, they'll start looking at the newspaper and start reading their horoscope, thinking that a 4-line horoscope could solve your, problems, or, could answer all your questions. But it's just an expectation, it's just the mind is seeking hope somewhere or the other. So, we go to an astrologer sort of every year when it's our birthday. We call a Panditji and we show him our horoscope, and we, ask him to be our guide and, tell us how to navigate the year that is coming, if there are any difficulties, or, to give us a heads up if things are going to go wrong in our life. Now, the first thing that I would like you to ask the person that who's your astrologer is that before you start the session, you ask him if he's married or not, which is a very important question. Because the relevance of the question is, if the person is married, then you should not take any advice from him. Because if a person who's married didn't see such a big terror coming into his own life, how is he gonna, see your hands or see your lines or see your horoscope and, would be able to guide you the problems that you are going to face in your future? So sometimes when the mind becomes weak or the mind is externally troubled, or the stimuluses are external, the stress of the world guiding us. Tomorrow I have a job or I don't have a job, how things are going to change, how I'm going to break my repetitive cycle. These become very important questions. And the underlying current of stress is that it's not that you are thinking about it out loud, that wherever you go, you're talking about it. But silently, there's a part of your mind, there's a lot of energy that silently that you're wasting over these unresolved issues. And that is what happens. That's why a person who's very happy, who has nothing in life, if he's stressed, you will see that he becomes unlike himself. Usually a person will be very happy, lovable, talking to everyone, very energetic. And a person dealing with stress will be very quiet. He'll be less talkative, he'll be less engaging in this world, because something or the other is bothering him and eating him up from the inside. So it becomes very important to have clarity in the darkest of times. And that is what Guru Maharaj's message is to the world. That life can be challenging at any moment, time of the day. We were all living very comfortable life before this corona came in. And when life is comfortable, it is very easy to be a good person. Where is the true test of who you are is only when you face difficult times. And only when you face difficult time is the time when your true essence of what you are, what you've experienced from the world, what you've gained, what you've let go in this world, that what your true self is will be shown. So I do believe that this is a very challenging time in front of all of us. But I do also believe that challenging times sometimes also get the best out of us also. Because if you look back in all our lives, we were born into this world. It's not that we came with a doctor's degree. It's not that we knew, all our problems or all our, different turns that life would navigate us through. We didn't know the problem that we are going to face tomorrow. But we all chose to live our lives. And through different smaller, difficulties, we became the person we are today. Now, if all those difficulties and those little troubles didn't come along our way, we would be a very different person today. And there's so many times that during those difficult troubles, I was incapable of even helping myself because I didn't know the way out of my misery, so to say, or the answers to my own questions. And then there were people around me, people who were my loved ones, people who were my mentors, people who were my guides. And they gently, in their own loving way or their caring way or their compassionate way, they taught me how to learn from life and move on. So when you reflect back, that there have been so many times in our lives, since we are born, that we have felt helpless, we have felt hopeless. But then, with God's grace and with Guru Maharaj's grace, there has been a guiding light and has been a transforming light in the form of a person, in the form of a thought, in the form of someone's touch, in the form of someone's care, which has given me the strength to face those dark times. And today, I stand here stronger than ever before. So that is what the focus should be on. It should be not on, how negative the world has become, but also a chance to be positive again in the world in a different way. It's not always about how troubled life is. Life has always been challenging and troubling. It's not that before Corona times, people were not facing difficulties, or people were not facing their demons, or people were not facing darkness in the world. And, as and how the world is preparing to fight this disease, it's a synchronized, unified effort all over the world. And slowly, maybe not a few years down the line, maybe not 1 or 2 years, but in a couple of years, we will overcome this disease, and then, these will be stories that we'll tell our grandchildren, that how in our times when we were younger, we faced this sort of a pandemic which was worldwide and affected everyone. And these be stories that we'll be telling everyone, like how people talk about the Spanish flu, or people talk about, or how we read in our history books that there was this, Black Friday and Black Plague that, destroyed 40% of the world's population. So even those times, people went through difficult times. But humanity's strength is how we choose to move forward. And the only way to move forward is also letting go of the past. And that is what spiritual knowledge teaches us. It's not that we don't add on to our lives every day and every moment of our experience. Today you are learning something new, tomorrow you'll be a different person. Tomorrow you will gain new experiences, day after you'll be a different person. But it's also very important to let go of the certain things that is not completing you. If there are certain things in your life that bring out a more negative person inside of you, or a person that is not you, then there is a lot of refining still that needs to be done. And that is what the process is. When we sit, we meditate, when we walk the pathless path, when you disconnect from the world and the surrounding around you, and you only focus on the moment and your existence, your consciousness. And when these two essential commodities meet, then there is a different experience, an experience of your true being. So that experience in itself is so pure that nothing else dilutes that experience. And whatever you gain, the wisdom that you gain from that experience, that remains with you forever. So that is a permanent life-changing experience that we must focus ourselves on. But it is not easy to reach that goal. It's like how we all see Buddha's journey, and everyone wants enlightenment. We want to reach the goal. But no one focuses on the 7.5 years of, dedicating each and every moment of your existence to reach that goal. So the goal only comes after dedication, after living a disciplined life. So when we sort of join the organization and we are young and say naive, or like a childlike in our journey, of spirituality, obviously we see our mentors, we see Baijis, we see Mahatmajis, we see all other senior premies who live very disciplined lives. They'll get up, they'll do their aarti, they'll sit for meditation. And we want to replicate that in our life. Why not? Because we see someone doing something with such dedication that inspires us. Now, what are we seeing? That, Mahatma Ji or Baiji sits in meditation for 1 hour. But I have not even begun my journey, and I want the same goals as someone who's been walking that path for 20 years. Now, I cannot cover that distance in that short span of time. So I have to understand my own limitations and work on my limitations. But what we do is, as people of instant gratification, that is one of the, you can say, the boons or the curses of living in a modern world. You want food, you get instant food. You heat a plate in a microwave and it's done in 5 minutes. So now all our expectations is like, why do I need to go to the garden, the vegetable garden? Why do I need to do the gardening? Why do I need to clean the vegetables? Why do I need to come home and cook? When all that experience, like just to get myself free from hunger, I can do everything in 5 minutes. Now, I'm driving, I want to be at my work, I want no traffic jams, I want to be there as fast as possible. Work-wise, everything should happen as fast as possible. My internet speed should be as fast as possible, so I waste no time in, connecting across the world. My messages go instantly. my call should not have a delay. The world has tossed it to be, evolving at a very fast pace. Faster and faster things have become. But when it comes to spirituality, someone very wise said that in life you get what you deserve, not what you desire. So at the end of the day, we will get what we deserve. If we haven't put in the hours, if we haven't put in the dedication, and if we haven't done it with the purity of the heart, then we will not be able to meditate for an hour. And just by looking at someone else do it and wanting it, it just doesn't happen in our life. For spiritual accomplishments, spiritual dedication is required. And that is what Guru Maharaj Ji teaches us. So I'm very thankful for everyone that after a year I got invited to the program and to the platform. But thank you all the people all over from America, London, Mauritius. Especially Audrey has been very at the helm of all these things, guiding everyone. And it's always been her wish, that this global community that we have, this holy family that we have, this Hans Parivar that we have, should, in whatever times, no matter physical distances are there, but we should not be disconnected from our heart and spirit. So this is a very good way of reuniting, with that spirit in this Corona time when we cannot see each other, when we do not know when travels would happen again, when we'll get to see each other again. When I travel to Rajkot and Ahmedabad, Surat, Bombay, Nasik, Pune, all these places, it is a very emotional experience. You're meeting people after 3 years. And till that meeting didn't happen, till the programs didn't happen, we didn't know when we were going to meet next. If the lockdown keep on happening and these bans keep on happening, it could be, look at this, what has happened to me in 3 years. A lot more things could have happened in another 3 years. But it's good that we are meeting and we are all united. And in this effort, I mean, the beauty of this journey is that in the darkest and darkest of times, when people are most uncertain, when people do not know, when they are most afraid, the most beautiful message that you have given through this journey is the message of hope. That there is hope, that we can, work our way out through any difficulties and, challenges if we stand united together and if we stay focused together. So just, all the people living all over the world, all the premies, all the people who have worked tirelessly to make this journey possible, heartfelt congratulations from all our side, from all people in India. And it's good to see everyone. And hopefully we'll continue these journeys more frequently. And it's a accumulation, it's been a year since these journeys have happened. And I've been a silent spectator. I've participated in most of the program, but it's good to see. And it's good to see how the younger generation has sort of come up. Like we've always, from our childhood, have listened to Baijis and Mahatmajis, telling us about satsang or guiding us. And somehow those journeys, those stories have been very similar, But the amazing, beautiful thing was to see the young people from different varied backgrounds, culturally, people are speaking different languages. They're coming from different regions. They are experiencing different ways of life, different challenges in their own countries. But the way the human spirit has connected and realized that no matter, we might be living in a very diverse culture, we must be living in a diverse world, but our goals are not diverse, We are all seeking, to be found. We all want to be loved. We all want to be compassionate. And Guru Maharaj Ji has shown a way how practically we can achieve these things. And it's just very beautiful to see that how the younger generations from all over the world are sort of leading this charge and sharing their experiences and sharing their wisdom through this platform, through this spiritual awareness journey. So it's good to see the young insight coming into this, because a Baiji will repeat the same story in the same satsang, the story must have been repeated 500 times. Now we've understood the story, we've heard it, but every time we hear it again, it does not, help us in progression of our own journey, But when you have new ideas and you have new energies coming in from like-minded people of similar age, going through similar challenges, living modern lives, but yet, having traditional values. So just to see those journeys come forward was a beautiful experience. Thank you all. And it's been a pleasure talking to everyone. And we will continue these journeys in the future again. But thank you all. And my heartiest congratulations to the whole team of this spiritual awareness week and these journeys that have been made. It's truly a very brilliant effort, and it's very appreciated by a lot of people. And because I get phone calls from a lot of people that how like each week has been really inspiring for people, and it's answered a lot of people's question in their own ways, no? Because see, our questions are also ever changing. It's not that we have one problem and we have one solution to that problem and then our life problem is solved. As we are complex human beings, and we are ever evolving. Every moment life gives us a chance to change or to evolve, or a chance to choose a different path or choose a different direction in life. So that's the opportunity life gives us, you know. But for a lot of people, sometimes the life pushes us in certain ways that, sometimes we reach a place where we don't want to be in that place in the first place. It's just circumstances and times have sort of pushed us in different directions or in directions that we don't want to go in the first place. But these programs are a way to course correct yourself, because after each program, I'm sure there's a lot of wisdom, and from all age groups, Baijis speak their way, because they are mostly addressing a more elderly generation of people, but when the young people share their experiences, they are talking about practical problems, so a person who's a teenager, all teenagers in the world will face the same social media dilemmas or social media issues, so no matter where we are or what age group we belong in, but people of the younger generation have similar problems, and people of the older generation have similar problems. Just to see the variations of the experiences coming from different generation was a very beautiful thing. So in a way, people from all sections and all walks of society had meaning and had a connect in these programs. That was very beautiful. So I would just like to congratulate everyone and thank you all, and blessings to everyone. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you so much, Shri Vibhu Ji Maharaj, for honoring us with your presence here on the spiritual awareness journey. In the name of the Mahatma Baijis, the crew, and all the members of Spiritual Awareness Journey team, we are deeply grateful for your silent guidance. You have been the director behind the scene for us, because everything we do, we always think how you do it and how you think about it. And we want to just inspire all in the world the message that we all humans have this incredible gift to realize our soul and to be able to be a part of it. We are very deeply grateful for you to come and honor us with this incredible occasion. So thank you so much. And we will have our second season coming in October, and we hope to see you soon again. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. And again, just to echo those thoughts, thank you so much, Vibhu Ji Maharaj, for your inspirational words. I'm sure everyone here has taken some gem of knowledge to implement within their own lives. I mean, the way you were able to discuss about this modern world we live in and this very stressed world we live in. However, we still negate these uncertainties a lot of the time. So it's really, really important for everyone here to take on the knowledge of the spiritual awareness and understand who we are, as Vibhu Ji Maharaj really stressed the point earlier. And thank you for really being here and guiding us throughout our time as working on the spiritual awareness journey. So as we move forward with our program, we're delighted to move on to a new piece we have, which is a flute piece, which has been done by a young musician from Sikkim in India. He goes by the name of Mr. Pritham Chitri, and he is presenting today the reverence to the Most High. And here for you now will be Mr. Pritham Chitri.
Jai Shri Sajdanand. I am Pritham Chitri from Sikkim, presenting flute instrument. Thank you.
Thank you, Pritham, for that delightful flute rendition. I'm sure everyone will agree it was very beautiful to hear. We are lucky enough today to have a second musician who will be presenting something for us. And he is from Denmark originally, Mr. Jacob Ulrik Ahlers. He is the CEO and founder of At Vibro Acoustics and Nature Tales. And he is sharing with us one of his original songs, which is called The Inner Journey. So please listen here. Thank you, Ms. Jakob, for that beautiful song. I'm sure everyone will agree with me that that blend of the Indian style of the tabla alongside the Western style of music mixing sounds really good. So that was really nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. And as we now move on and we're coming to the end of our spiritual awareness journey program for the day, we wish to thank each one of you for your presence here on our spiritual talk platform today. We hope that you've enjoyed being a part of this auspicious season celebration. And our next season, as Audrey mentioned, will be starting October the 2nd, 2021. And we're excited for the new topics that will be elaborated on, but also including some of the old ones, which will also have some great deeper understanding. All of our season 1 episodes are now available on the Manav Dharam YouTube channel under the Spiritual Awareness Journey section. And we hope you can visit this as you await the 2nd season. We'd love to leave you with one of the first music presentations of the season, one by our late Jeff Khan, Gentle Hand, which will be presented by the Shillong Group. However, I'd like to please just mention a few things before we do that. We please feel free to drop us a note with your comments or requests or even questions for any of our guests. Please email us at spiritualawarenessjourney@gmail.com. Please also check the chat box where it will also be located. We hope this season has brought you a more expanded insight on spirituality and spiritual living. And we hope it's been informative as well as uplifting for you. In these difficult times, as Shri Vibhu Ji Maharaj mentioned, it's been very important to stay connected in this vein. Again, a huge thank you for our honourable guest today, Shri Vibhu Ji Maharaj, for his enlightenment that he's been able to share with us and portray for us to view. And to you, the audience, thank you again for your presence. You've been here week in, week out, helping us along the way in this spiritual awareness journey. And lastly, we want to thank our sponsor, Manav Dharam YouTube channel, who've been presenting this live for us today. I was your host today, Kavi Nanda, and from all of us for the spiritual awareness journey, we're wishing you a healthy and joyous journey. We're now leaving you with the gentle hand. Thank you and take care.
Gentle hand, rest upon my aching head and let the storm re-end. Gentle hand, ease the pain that comes from thinking shattered words can never mend. Trying to be so lonely instead of free, trying to see my own world. Please let me be within your love and light. Please let me be around you. Lord, I found you. And now, as the once friend veil of loneliness is cast away, light, as it shines from deep inside, begins to find its way. Open my heart, I'm waiting to be free. Open my eyes, I see you. You were my life before my life began. You are the eyes I see through. Lord, I need you. Lord, I need you. Lord, I need you, I need you, I need you. Lord, I need you. Open my heart, I'm waiting to be free. Open my eyes, I see you. You were my life before my life began. You are the eyes I see through. Lord, I need you. Lord, I need you. Open my heart, I'm waiting to be free. Open my eyes, I see